All right, traders, welcome back. I was thinking while recording this material about my early days as a programmer, and I thought this would be a fun lesson. In this lesson, we're just going to plot the text "Hello World" onto our chart. Now, technically, we're already doing that. You can see I've got an indicator here, indicator function with the title "Hello World," and that's drawing onto my chart. But we're going to do something slightly different. We're going to plot a shape onto our chart with the text "Hello World" above it. But before we do that, I want to sort of reminisce on my early days as a programmer. I first discovered programming when I was in high school. I was playing a computer game called RuneScape. It was an online computer game. And in that game, you had to do a bunch of repetitive clicking tasks. It was like an old school game, kind of like Pokemon, where you had a little character that would run around the screen and you'd have to click on things to make him walk there or mine a rock or do some fishing or whatever. Now, I can't remember where I found out about this, but at some point I discovered that some people were writing scripts that were playing the game for them and performing some of the more repetitive tasks that weren't fun. So there were elements of the game that were a lot of fun, and there were elements of the game that were extremely monotonous and boring. A lot like trading, actually. I'm getting ahead of myself, but that's kind of why I got into coding and trading as well, is I wanted to automate some of the more boring tasks. And hopefully this course will help you do the same in your own trading. But anyway, back when I was a teenager, I was around 14 or 15, I discovered the world of coding in the context of a computer game. And so I was writing scripts to perform tasks in this computer game that I didn't want to do in real life because my time was limited. I had to be at school all day. I'd get home from school and only have a couple of hours to play. And I didn't have time to do everything I wanted to do. And so I wrote these scripts that would play the game while I was at school. And it would level up my character and do all these things. Technically, it was cheating, and I did get banned for it in the end. Luckily, in trading, automating your processes is completely legal. We're allowed to do that in trading. But anyway, back when I was learning to code, this was before the wealth of information on the internet. You couldn't just Google how to learn coding and be met with thousands of examples and guides. And I mean, YouTube was barely a thing when I first started learning to code. And there was not that much educational content on YouTube. So I had to learn all of my coding from books. I had to buy books, rent books from the library. And it was a really monotonous job learning how to code. But I remember when I got my first hands on a coding book to learn Java. And one of the first lessons in that book showed me how to write the words "Hello World" into the command prompt on Windows. And I still remember the feeling of getting that short sentence to appear on my screen. It was absolutely exhilarating to see my own work, my own hands telling the computer to output something. Nowadays, that's kind of normal. I mean, everyone has some experience in scripting or Excel or just generally telling computers to do something on your behalf. But back then it was pretty revolutionary to me. And so I hope that this course can inspire that kind of feeling in you as we go through it. I hope that you get excited about what is possible with coding, especially in PineScript. As you learn to translate your trading ideas into code, I hope you get excited over the possibilities because they truly are almost infinite, almost endless. There are some limitations you'll run into as you learn to code, but for the most part, most basic processes can be done in code, and you can automate a significant part, or semi-automate at least, a significant part of your trading process, your analysis process, setup detection, indicator signals, all of that stuff. But anyway, for this lesson, let's just quickly write the words "Hello World" onto our chart. To do that, I'm going to use the plot shape function. Now, this plot shape function takes a Boolean series, meaning true or false. So I'm just going to pass true in here. And in fact, that's all we need. If I save the script, we'll be having a cross drawn onto our chart. You can see all these crosses here drawing onto our chart. Let's first of all set overlay to true. So this is actually drawing onto price action. So let me save the script, remove that, and add it back to my chart. Now let's add some text to this shape. To do that, we can use the text argument or parameter. So text equals. And now let's write "Hello World." And when I save the script, we're going to be getting "Hello World" drawn all over our chart on every bar here. So let me save the script. And you can see it's pretty unreadable. We have way too many shapes drawing onto our chart now. So let's change that really quickly. Let's just add on a Boolean condition here. Let's say bar state dot is last. So now this will only draw our shape on the last bar on our chart. So let me save the script. There we go. We are plotting the words hello world onto our chart. As simple as that. Literally one line of code. We have our indicator function. You need this line of code in every script. Same with this. But if we get rid of this and I save it, technically 3 lines of code and we're drawing text onto our chart. That is incredible. It's amazing how far the world has come and technology. Back when I was learning how to code, it took over a dozen lines and a heck of a lot of time setting up the programming language, Java, the runtime environment, finding a Word editor, a code editing. They call them integrated development environments. They weren't even really a thing back when I was learning how to code in Java, or at least they weren't available to everyone for free. And now in 2021, as I'm recording this, we can do all of this in our browser, right through the TradingView platform in a handful of lines of code. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's so exciting, the world we live in and what is possible for everyday people like you and me. So this is just the beginning of your journey as a coder and the beginning of your journey taking your trading to the next level. So I hope you're as excited as I am to teach you this stuff and as excited as I was to learn this stuff in the beginning. Believe it or not, this right here is the basic building blocks for every script you're ever going to write in PineScript. And it really is this simple. You can obviously make this as complex as you want. You can change the shape we're drawing. You can change the color. You can change all kinds of things, the location of the shape, all sorts of things. But it's not difficult. It's not complex. All it is learning new habits and new rules. Coding is still in English. This is all English words. But the rules in which we express the commands we want to give PineScript are important, but they are very simple. So you will learn them throughout the course. Don't be afraid if this is the first time you've ever learned any coding. If you follow the lessons step by step, one after another, you will be able to write your own scripts by the end, especially if you take the whole mastery course. So strap in. We're going to cover some really exciting stuff in the lessons to come. I can't wait. Good luck with your trading and good luck with your coding. Speak soon.